Picture this. You are a software developer at a startup and your team is bombarded with intricate and time-consuming tasks. Everyone in your team is struggling with the need for strategic planning without being bogged down by excessive meetings. But the question is, how do we overcome this challenge? So this is where the Scrumban stepped in as a versatile solution. With foundation rooted in Kanban's adaptability and Scrum's structured approach, Scrumban aims to optimize operational efficiency while providing the freedom for team members to choose their tasks. It is a unique approach to tackle the complexities of modern work environments. But before we move on and learn more about Scrumban, I request you guys that do not forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon for the further updates. Now let us discuss our agenda for today's session. We will kick off today's session with a warm introduction to Scrumban. Once we have got the vibe of Scrumban, we will take a look through the basics of Scrum and Kanban. After we have discussed that, we will dive deep into the magic of how Scrumban combines the best of both worlds, the structured rhythm of Scrum and the flexibility flow of Kanban. Now, we will get into the technical part and discuss how Scrumban actually works and when should our teams unleash the Scrumban magic. And at the end, we will cap our session with a friendly chat about the pros and cons of the Kanban.
Certified Scrum Master Certification Training Course. Some of the key features of this course include 2-day online virtual classes, 2-year membership with Scrum Alliance, 20 PDUs and 16 SEUs include CSM exam fees as well. By the end of this course, you will be skilled with Scrum and Agile methodologies, importance of Agile Scrum lifecycle, Scrum terminologies, daily Scrum and review rules involved in Scrum and distributed Scrum. So hurry up and enroll now. Find the course links in the description box. Listen to our happy learners what they had to say about our courses. Find the link of Simplilearn reviews in the description box. So guys, let's start an introduction to Scrumban. The Scrumban methodology combines the iterative improvement approach inherent in Kanban with the structured framework of Scrum, which is rooted in Agile principles. This approach encourages teams to consistently enhance their workflows. Initially, it was adopted by organizations seeking to move away from Agile iterations. Scrumban attracted attention for its pull-based Scrum boards. This amalgamation of Scrum and Kanban techniques offers enhanced flexibility for adapting changes in real time as it incorporates the strength of both Kanban and Scrum. Alright, let's talk about the features of Scrumban. First is flexibility. There is flexibility in planning. Imagine your project as a puzzle. Scrumban makes it feel like you are putting together puzzles with the flexible pieces. Plans change, no big deal. Scrumban's got your back, adapting as you go. Then there is task management. If I talk about task management with Scrumban is like having a playground for your to-do list. It's not rigid, it's adaptable. Tasks move around and you can adjust things on the fly fit in the ever-shifting project landscape. Then there is time box iteration. Scrumban got a similar vibe with the time box iterations. It's like setting these little time boxes for focused works, keeping things moving without burning out. Then there is continuous delivery magic. Continuous delivery is like having a magic wand for your project. With Scrumban, you are waiting until the end. You are constantly delivering and fine-tuning, making your project evolve. Then there is self-task selection. Who knows better than you? In Scrumban, it's not like a top-down assignment. It's like you get to choose your own adventure. You know your strengths, so pick up these tasks to play with them. It's all about empowerment. Okay? Picture this, your project has its own BFF, and it's like the feedback loop. Scrumban is all about keeping that loop tight, constantly checking in, adjusting, and learning for each iteration. It's like dance that makes your project better with every step. Now let's move on to the feedback loop. Picture this, your project has its own BFF. It's called the feedback loop. Scrumban is all about keeping that loop tight, constantly checking in, adjusting, and learning from each iteration. It's like dance that makes your project better with every step. So there you have it, Scrumban, the agile superhero that brings flexibility, adaptability, and touch of magic to your project management journey. I hope so guys, you would have got a brief idea regarding this Scrumban. Now let's move on and discuss about the basics of Scrum. Scrum promotes self-organizing teams that continuously assess and adapt while striving for a shared objective. At the conclusion of each stage, a minimum viable product is produced, enabling teams to gather user feedback and respond promptly. The Scrum team is composed of three key roles: the product owner, Scrum master, and the development engineering team. Now let's discuss about these things. First of all comes the planning. Let me explain. Imagine project planning as an exciting start of an adventure. With Scrum, it's like gathering your team around a map, plotting your course for the upcoming sprint. It's not just about what you do, it's about how you are going to conquer it together. Next comes the sprint, the heartbeat of the productivity. It's like a time-boxed period, usually 2 weeks, where your team focuses on a set of tasks. It's like a mini marathon, sprinting onwards your project goals with a clear plan in mind. Next comes its sprint retrospect, the project review party. After the sprint, it's time for the retrospective, the ultimate project review party. You and your team sit down, celebrate victories, and figure out how to make the next sprint even better. It's like learning from the past to supercharge the future. Then the next one is transparency, the open book of the projects. In the world of Scrum, transparency is the key. Picture your project like an open book. Everyone can see what's happening, which builds trust and keeps everyone on the same page. No secret, just teamwork. Next is your inspection. With Scrum, you are constantly inspecting, looking for clues, or in this case, areas to improve. It's not about finding faults, it's about making your project the best version of itself. Next is adaptation, the project shape shifter. Ever wanted your project to be shape shifter? That's Scrum for you. It's not about sticking to a rigid plan, it's about adapting to the twists and turns of your project journey. Flexibility is the name of the game. So there you have it, a brief idea regarding Scrum, the Agile Maestro, turning project management into dynamic adventure filled with planning strategies, sprinting productivity, retrospective celebrations, transparent collaboration, and continuous inspection and adaptive evolution. That was all about it. Now let's move on and discuss about what happens in Scrum. So basically, first of all, you get product backlog creation. Next you have is all about sprint planning. Then there is implementation. Moving ahead, you have a review. And finally, you retrospect. Now let's move on and discuss about Kanban. So guys, Kanban is a visual workflow management method that helps teams efficiently organize and track their work. It is originated from the lean manufacturing but has been widely adopted in various industries, including software development and project management. The key idea is to visualize work on a board, divided into columns representing different stages of the workflow. Tasks or items move through these columns as they progress, providing a clear visual representation of the work status. Kanban emphasizes a pull system, where work is pulled onto each stage only when there is a capacity, promoting a more flexible and responsive approach to managing tasks. The method aims to optimize efficiency, minimize bottlenecks, and enhance overall workflow transparency. There are a few key things, and first of all is visualization. If I talk about visualization, guys, it's like your project storyboard. Ever wished your project has its own storyboard, like scenes in a movie? Then Kanban is for you. With visualization, you get this beautiful, dynamic snapshot of your project. Tasks move across board, telling stories of progress in real time. It's like seeing your project journey unfold right before your eyes. Then there is pull system, the queue at your favorite coffee shop. Think of pull system like standing in a line at your favorite coffee shop, and when your order is ready, they make it fresh for you. In Kanban, tasks are like your coffee order. The team pulls them when they are ready to take on the new work. It's efficient, just like getting your favorite latte without the wait. Next comes is work in progress limits. Imagine juggling but with a twist. Kanban introduces WIP limits like saying, hey, you can juggle these balls at a time and no more. It's about overwhelming yourself or the team. Instead, it's about keeping a manageable pace, finishing what you have started before grabbing more. It's like secret sauce for your steady progress. So Kanban is the visual storyteller, the pull system magician, and the WIP limit enforcer. It's like turning project management into a well choreographed dance. Visualize, pull when you need, when you are ready, and juggle tasks with finis. So that was all about Kanban dance. I hope so, guys, you would have got a brief idea regarding this. Now let's move on, guys, and discuss about how does Scrumban combine Scrum and Kanban. The Scrumban is like a love child of Scrum and Kanban. It was born because team wanted to switch things up full from Scrum to a more Kanban style group. And you know what? It's because bit of superstar. Because it cherry picks the best bits from Scrum and Kanban for maximum awesomeness or performance. Now, in the Scrumban world, it's like Scrum Party with a Kanban twist. Let's see how these things mixes up. So from the Scrum side, it's something like this. We have got these cool fixed time parties called iteration, where the team reviews and struts their stuff regularly. If I talk about task planning, that's a personalized affair considering the task complexity and the sprint duration. Next, it's something like backstage pass with segmentation on demand. The team picks up the next task without compromising the quality. Before the creative magic starts, there's a quick check for the ready vibe. You know, making sure everyone's on the same page before diving in. And finally, picture this. A queue sandwich between backlog and the doing. It's like the VIP sections for the tasks only. I hope so. You would have got an idea what people on the Scrum side are doing. Now, from the Kanban's corner, something like the pull system. Have you ever heard of it? It's like inviting tasks to the party only when the team's ready. No forceful entries here. Then there is this rule about not overcrowding the dance floor. Limits on the work progress. Keep the vibe just right, not too crowded and not too empty. If we talk about roles, well, they are bit free spirits in Scrumban. Now let's talk about these pointers. The first one is flexible planning with sprints. It's like tailoring a suit. Scrumban gives you the power of flexible planning, especially with sprints. It's like tailoring a suit. You have the structured plan, thanks to Scrum, but can adjust the fit as needed. No need to extend a sprint or add more tasks. Scrumban nods and says, sure thing. That's what happens with the flexible planning in sprints. Next we have is the visualization on the Kanban boards. It's something like your project's visual storyboard. Picture your project as a visual storyboard with the Kanban boards. Scrumban brings the best of visualization, like having your project story unfold before your eyes. Tasks move across the board, giving you a real-time snapshot of progress. It's like seeing your project come to life. Then we have the continuous delivery and flow, a river of progress. Next we have continuous delivery and flow. It's something like your project doesn't wait for a big reveal. It constantly delivers, ensuring a continuous and smooth flow. Next you have work in progress limits. Something like juggling with a twist. Kanban introduces WIP limits in Scrumban, like saying, hey, you can juggle these balls at a time and no more. It's not about overwhelming yourself or the team. Instead, it's keeping a manageable pace. Finishing what you have started before grabbing more. It's the secret sauce for the steady progress. I hope so, guys, you would have got a brief idea regarding how does Scrumban combine Scrum and Kanban. So guys, we will discuss how does Scrumban works based on these pointers, such as the backlog management, then sprint planning with the Kanban boards, next is your time box iteration, and finally the visual management. Let's talk about the first one, that is the backlog management. Okay, if I talk about the backlog management in Scrumban is like having a to-do list for your project. You have got this backlog of tasks prioritized and ready to go. It's not a chaotic mess, it's a well-organized roadmap for what's next. Next is your sprint planning with the Kanban boards. Visualizing your sprint journey. Imagine planning your sprint using Kanban boards. Scrumban brings this visual element to the sprint planning. It's like laying out a map of your sprint journey. Tasks move across the board, making sprint planning not just a meeting, but also a visual experience. Next comes is your visual management, your project's art gallery. Visual management in Scrumban turns your project into an art gallery. Kanban boards, charts, and graph became the masterpieces that tell the story of your project's progress. It's not just about data. It's about creating a visual narrative that everyone can understand. I hope so, guys. You would have got a brief idea regarding how this Scrumban works. Now let's move on and discuss about when a team should use the Scrumban. A team may choose to use Scrumban when they find themselves in a situation that requires a balance between structure of Scrum and the flexibility of Kanban. So guys, here are 8 pointers to consider when deciding to use Scrumban. The first one is continuous delivery goals. Teams aiming up for the continuous delivery and the ability to release increments of the product and more frequently may find Scrumban beneficial. It allows for the iterative release of the features within the time box sprints. Next is desire for visual management. Teams that benefit from visualizing their work on Kanban board to enhance transparency and collaboration may opt for Scrumban. The visual representation helps track tasks, identify bottlenecks, and ensures a smooth workflow. Next is the self-selection. If a team values autonomy and prefers self-selection approach for the task, where team members can choose their work based on expertise and capacity, Scrumban supports this flexibility. Now, next is the changing priorities. If a team frequently experiences changing priorities or has dynamic environment where requirements evolve, Scrumban's flexibility allows for easier adaptation to these changes without disrupting the workflow. Next one is we have the variable workloads. Scrumban is suitable for teams with the variable workloads. The capacity to add or reprioritize the task within sprint allows for a more adaptable response to fluctuating demands. The next one we have is focus on continuous improvement. Teams committed to continuous improvement and use of metrics to enhance their processes can benefit from Scrumban's iterative nature. Regular feedback loops and retrospectives are integral to Scrumban's approach. Next one is limited planning constraint. If a team desires planning approach that is less constrained by fixed sprint commitments and allows for more dynamic task planning, Scrumban's ability to adjust priorities within sprints can be advantageous. And finally, we should have an experienced Scrum team. Teams with experience in Scrum may find it easier to transition to Scrumban as it retains some Scrum elements such as time box iteration while introducing the flexibility of Kanban. Ultimately, what I would say guys, teams should consider their specific context, project requirements, and the desired balance between structure and flexibility when deciding to adopt Scrumban. It's important to continuously assess whether the Scrumban aligns within the team evolving needs and goals. I hope so you would have got idea when you should use Scrumban. Now let's move on and discuss about pros and cons of Scrumban. If I talk about pros of Scrumban, the first one that comes into my mind is flexibility and adaptability. Scrumban provides a balance between structured nature of the Scrum and the flexibility of Kanban. This allows teams to adapt quickly to changing priorities or requirements during a sprint, fostering agility in response to the evolving project needs. Next one we have continuous delivery. Scrumban supports continuous delivery by allowing teams to release increments of the product within the time box sprints. This promotes a more iterative and frequent delivery model compared to the traditional Scrum. Next one we have is visual management. The use of visual boards in Scrumban enhances transparency and collaboration. Teams can easily track tasks, identify bottlenecks, and maintain a clear overview of the work in progress, thus promoting efficient communication. Next is autonomous task selection. Team members have the autonomy to self-select tasks based on their expertise and capacity. This promotes a collaborative environment and efficient task allocation, thus leveraging the benefits of both Scrum and Kanban. And finally, we have enhanced focus on continuous improvement. Scrumban encourages regular feedback loops and retrospectives, fostering a culture of continuous improvement. Team can analyze metrics and make adjustments to enhance their processes and overall performance. Now, let us discuss about the cons of Scrumban. The first one is complexity in implementation. Transitioning from traditional Scrum or Kanban to Scrumban can introduce complexity. Teams may face challenges in striking the right balance between Scrum and Kanban practices, requiring careful planning and adaptation. The next one is there is a potential for overlapping roles. The flexibility in task selection may lead to potential role overlaps, where team members with similar skill set pick up the task interchangeably. This could impact clarity in responsibilities and accountability. Third one is risk of reduced planning structure. Scrumban flexibility might lead to reduction in the structure planning associated with the Scrum. This can pose a challenge in terms of predictability, making it harder to plan and commit to specific deliverables within a fixed time frame. Fourth, it requires skilled team collaboration. Successful implementation of Scrumban relies on effective collaboration and communication among the team members. If the team lacks strong collaboration skills or experiences difficulties in self-selection, it could hinder the effectiveness of Scrumban. Finally, there is a potential risk for the project getting bigger than planned. The ability to add or reprioritize tasks within a sprint may increase the risk of scope if not managed carefully. Without clear boundaries, the team might struggle to maintain focus on the original sprint goals.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.